The glittering ballroom of Dancing with the Stars has long been a stage for passion, precision, and the occasional pointed critique, but lately, the spotlight has shifted uncomfortably onto one of its long-standing arbiters, Judge Carrie Ann Inaba. As the show's sole female panelist since its inception, Inaba has navigated 2 decades of sequin spectacles with a blend of enthusiasm and exacting standards. Yet, in recent episodes, her scoring decisions have ignited a firestorm of fan backlash, prompting accusations of bias and undue harshness. Enter Cheryl Burke, the 2-time champion and 31-season veteran of the pro dancer ranks, who steps into the fray with unapologetic solidarity, defending Inaba's integrity amid the digital din. Burke, whose departure from the series in 2022 marked the end of an era defined by her technical prowess and empathetic coaching, doesn't mince words in her advocacy. In a forthright conversation, she acknowledges the gendered undercurrents fueling the criticism. "I agree that they go hard on her versus the 2 men sitting there," she asserts, referencing her fellow judges Derek Hoff and Bruno Tonioli. This disparity isn't new. Inaba has publicly lamented the disproportionate scrutiny she faces, a phenomenon Burke attributes to entrenched biases in a male-dominated judging dynamic. "And I think that's always been the case, and she has openly talked about it, how it's harder for her," Burke continues, her tone a mix of empathy and indignation. As a woman who spent years under the ballroom's unforgiving lights, partnering with icons from Drew Carey to Tom Bergeron, Burke knows the sting of gendered expectations intimately. Her defense is rooted in shared experience, albeit from a dancer's vantage. "I've experienced it, but in a different way," she elaborates. "I'm outspoken about something versus somebody who is a man, I do see the difference." Burke's tenure was punctuated by moments of bold commentary, challenging scores, advocating for underdogs, that often drew ire precisely because they emanated from a woman in a traditionally deferential role. Yet, she praises Inaba's resilience, "But you don't do it for the outside reaction. At the end of the day, this is her job and she's doing her job and she's doing it well." This ethos of professionalism over popularity resonates deeply in an age of social media amplification, where a single tweet can eclipse a season's worth of nuance. As Burke prepares for her guest judging stint on the October 28 Halloween night episode, a thematic extravaganza promising costumes, choreography, and chills, she offers a preview of her approach. "I hope to be empowering and encouraging," she shares, "but of course I'm going to be constructive." This balanced philosophy mirrors the tightrope Inaba walks weekly, celebrating artistry while pinpointing flaws that could elevate performances. Halloween night, with its creative liberties and high-stakes energy, will test this anew, as dancers like Ilona Maher and Val Shmerkovsky conjure spectral sambas and haunted hustles. Burke's return isn't just a nostalgic nod, it's a reinforcement of the show's foundational values, growth through guidance, not gratuitous praise. Inaba herself has weathered the storm with characteristic poise. Following backlash over her October 14 scores, where she awarded higher marks to Dylan Mulvaney and Joanna Levesque's partner than to Robert Irwin's routine, she responded directly to detractors. "It's okay to disagree about what we see," she wrote to one vocal critic, her words a masterclass in gracious dissent. "That's what makes our show great. You have a say in the matter. We want you to vote for what you love and believe in. I appreciate your comment and the way you expressed your feelings. Thank you for your passion and your opinion." At 57, Inaba's journey from Fly Girl's backup dancer to Emmy-nominated judge embodies the very perseverance she demands on the floor. Her critiques, often focusing on emotional connection and technical finesse, stem from a deep well of expertise, honed through years of performing alongside legends like Rosie Perez. The solidarity extends beyond Burke to the pros themselves, underscoring a familial bond that transcends competition. Pasha Pashkov, partnered with Boy Meets World alum Danielle Fishel and fresh off an October 21 foxtrot that earned mixed reviews, voices unwavering support. "I think judges have the hardest job," he tells reporters post-episode, his Russian accent underscoring a perspective shaped by immigrant grit. "Because it's one thing to give your opinion, in a comment online or just in passing, but to then actually make that decision and pick up that number in front of millions of people watching, knowing that you might get a backlash on it is not easy." Pashkov's empathy isn't abstract. As a dancer who's faced Inaba's discerning eye, he appreciates the courage required to hold performers accountable. Fishel's routines, blending sitcom charm with ballroom rigor, have benefited from such feedback, transforming initial stumbles into strides. This defense arrives at a pivotal moment for DWTS, a franchise that's evolved from guilty pleasure escapism to cultural touchstone. Season 33 has introduced diverse casts, From Olympians like Mar to reality TV survivors like Sandoval, challenging judges to adapt standards without diluting rigor. Inaba's role as the emotional barometer of the panel is irreplaceable. Her effusive praise for a lifted leg or heartfelt lift can ignite a dancer's confidence, while her gentle rebukes foster refinement. Critics who decry her as too soft or favoritistic overlook this duality, reducing complex artistry to clickbait. Burke's intervention then is more than personal vindication, it's a clarion call for equity and critique. In a landscape where female voices are often amplified only for controversy, her words champion substance over spectacle. As Halloween approaches, with its masks concealing vulnerabilities much like social media filters insecurities, the ballroom becomes a metaphor for unmasking truth. Inaba, Hoff, and Tonioli will continue their triad of insight, but with Burke's voice echoing in support, the narrative shifts, from vilification to validation. For fans, it's a reminder that dance, like life, thrives on honest reflection, not unbridled adulation. And as the scores tally and the glitter settles, one thing remains clear. In the dance of public opinion, standing firm is the ultimate paso doble.